Hello there, everybody. Welcome to my laboratory. Today I'm going to be showing you something very interesting. You've all heard that in Tekkit that there's a nuclear reactor. Well, down here I have one of my very own. You can see. There it is. My beautiful nuclear reactor. Today I'm going to teach you other fools how to actually get one to work. Because I know plenty of playthroughs teach you all about how to make them and build them, and how they're very, very difficult and how they can easily explode. Well, I'm going to teach you how to take care of your nuclear reactor, so you can get all the energy you need to dominate the world. Now, for the basic nuclear reactor ingredients, to actually run your nuclear reactor, you really only need two things. You are going to need uranium cells and coolant cells. To start off, make regular cells with 4 pieces of tin. Just that simple. Now, for the coolant cells, what you're going to want to do is to take an empty cell and fill it with water. And then you take that water cell and you put it in the compressor. The compressor will compress it into a coolant cell. As you move, you slow machine! Ah! There! A snowball! Gosh darn it! Oh, jeez. Okay, you use the extractor. You use the extractor to get the coolant cell. Not the compressor. You get snowballs if you do that. Okay, you use the extractor for the coolant cells. See, there's the coolant cell. There we go. Okay. Now for the uranium cell, that's what you need the compressor for. Now, to make it, first, you need to actually compress the uranium ore. Put the uranium ore in the compressor. Now we gotta go through this slow process again. Cause I messed up there, and I apologize for that. No one's perfect! Okay. Now this is almost done, and what you'll get is a uranium ingot. Doesn't have very many uses, or do they? But anyways, you combine them with the empty cell, and you get the uranium cell. Now I'll show you what you do with these. And we will go into my nuclear reactor chamber. As you can see here, it's covered with reinforced stone and a little bit of obsidian here at the top. This is because the nuclear reactor is a dangerous machine, and if it happens to explode, it'll leave a massive crater, wherever it may be. A large crater of destruction and death. Oh, yes. So anyways, the reinforced stone will help protect your nuclear reactor, or anything around the nuclear reactor, from explosive damage. This has a very high explosive damage, defense, I guess. It can take a lot of explosion. More than obsidian can, actually. So yes, this is very useful. It's made by combining an advanced alloy and surrounding it with 8 pieces of stone. And the stone door is just made with 6 pieces of reinforced stone, just like regular doors. And it's redstone powered. So anyways, here we have our nuclear reactor. It's underwater because having it in water keeps it cool, I believe. And over here we have some very, very dense, high voltage wiring. Because the nuclear reactor can produce plenty of energy in matters of seconds. And we want to harness as much of it as we can. So we use this type of wiring. This type of wiring has the capability of carrying 512 electric units per tick. That's a lot. Now, we open up the GUI of the actual nuclear reactor. And you can see here I have plenty of uranium cells and coolant cells currently inside. Now, what you want to do is you want to put the uranium cell inside the nuclear reactor chamber, and you want to surround it with coolant cells as much as you can. The more coolant cells, the more likely it'll stay cool. The more cool your reactor stays, the less likely it will explode. Well, actually, it won't explode if you keep it cool. Now, all of these things have lives on them. They have durability. The uranium cells have a durability of approximately 2 or 3 hours. And then they'll have to be replaced. The coolant cells, I don't know how long they last. They don't last as long as the uranium does. So they'll have to be replaced. So, if you're on a multiplayer server and you have a nuclear reactor, I would highly recommend deactivating it if you're not going to be on very often, or getting your friend to take care of it. But if you're on single player, you have no worries. Now I'm going to go back up here. Now I'll show you how to make that big fancy wire. It's made with refined iron, high velocity cable, and lots of rubber. See, here's insulated high velocity cable, 2 times insulated high velocity cable, and 4 times insulated high velocity cable. The strongest type of wire this is, and in all honesty, it's kind of creepy looking. It's so big it almost consumes up the whole block itself. But yes, it is the strongest that your money and rubber can buy. It is also very safe. It will not electrocute you, because some wires can actually electrocute you. Yes, but those are the high velocity wires. Now, I have something interesting to show you with the actual nuclear reactor and what you can do with such large amounts of power. I'll head over there and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. Now, before I show you what I've built behind me, I've got something I want to show you how to build. It's called a Tesla Coil. If you don't know what those are in the real world, well, they're fancy coils that can pretty much shoot out electricity. And they are made like so. See, a Tesla coil. This has the potential to shoot out electricity if powered by electricity and redstone. Now, in front of me is a device that I'd like to call a barbecue. In here I've got plenty of Tesla coils, a nuclear reactor powering them all, and pigs. Lots of pigs. Like I say, the Tesla coil needs electricity and redstone for it to actually shoot electricity at the pigs. And it has both of them. All I need to do is flick this lever. Now, just a fair warning. Make sure you're a fair distance from the Tesla coils before you actually turn this on. Because if I were to turn this on from this distance, I would die. I learned that during my first test of this experiment. But now I have it on creative mode, so I'll be safe. So now let's barbecue things. And it's just that simple. And now you have plenty of pork. But you don't have to make a barbecue out of this. You can make plenty of interesting torture devices and electric fences and all types of good stuff out of a machine like this. You also don't need to use a nuclear reactor. You can use pretty much any sort of electricity making machine, like a solar panel or a water mill. But where's the fun in that? So anyways, I hope you've learned a little bit of something out of all of this. So now you can be a bit more of a mad scientist, like me. Now behind me I've got a box made out of cobblestone, and I've made what I'd like to call a barbecue. you can see, it's full of pigs, and it's got a nuclear reactor powering it, and it's got redstone wire right here. So it's got both of the components it needs. Now, as soon as I flick this here lever, we will be getting plenty of raw pork. Shall we turn it on? We shall.